Well, what a little pretty sight that was. So basically, as you've just seen a small poster there, and the working title of Lavender. Lavender is only the working title of this production. Basically, as you may tell by seeing this video, this is now a live production, and this is the pre-production brief, where basically I just ask anyone to watch it who wants to contribute, and then we'll take it from there when the time is right. Now, Lavender is approximately 8 to 10 minutes in duration, and the budget is low £500. Basically, I've had 2 weeks off work, not 2 weeks, 2 months off. I popped my back. I'm now going to be going back to work, so it's not too much of a problem. So 500 quid is really the most I'm going to be looking at contributing to this project. I don't want to be contributing too much more, but don't underestimate what you can do with £500. The film Paranormal Activity was filmed for basically nothing. It was £500, and that was really just for the two actors. It was filmed by a producer who borrowed a camera from his studio. So although we're low budget, don't be underestimating what we can achieve between us as a team in this market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through my production sheet. Different directors and producers have got different ways of doing things. If I take you through how I do things, you'll have a better understanding of what we're doing and where we are in the stage of process before shooting continues, before shooting even occurs. So with that, let's have a look at the sheet. So we've got the producer, Eddie. That's me, if you don't know. My background is I'm an award-winning photographer, which I'll just show you. And I also do medical art as well. So putting bits and pieces together in pictures, it's for me, I've got a bit of a talent on that, and my background is corporate filming, but you probably know this already. So that takes us to the script. Now the script is in process. The script is really dependent upon a lot of things. You may have heard of scripts being delivered to a studio, and the script is absolutely outlandish. How we tend to write the script is we tend to look at the budget first, and we tend to break that budget down into components, which we'll start looking at through this board. Director, for the moment it's me. If I can get another director in, I will. Putting yourself in as director on any film is a live or die experience. You've got to have a lot of experience to really justify putting yourself in as director. For whatever reason, the industry puts all the blame or all the credit on the director. It's wrong, I know, but nonetheless, that's how we go. If no one else is going to do it, then I'm offering to direct this myself. So that takes us to cast. So we have the cast here, stroke crew, Mythodeon. As you know, if we've all worked together collectively before successfully, with the film Disappeared, there were many scenes in that where it was actually working quite well. Regretfully, for a complicated reason, I had to give that project up, and we may do a remake of that in the future, but that's a 30-minute film. Really, a 30-minute film in a film festival, you're really going to be struggling with that, because there's so many entries in a film festival which are 5 to 10 minutes long. If you show a half-an-hour film, you then can't put in 3 minutes or 5 minute or 10-minute films. Say there's 3 10-minute films, you can't show that, and they start to lose revenue, and they don't particularly like that. So a 10-minute film is really the most that we're looking at, because any more is a bit of greed. And there's another very good reason that we're going to do a 10-minute film rather than longer, which I'll go into later. So this takes us to camera. We've got a Nikon 550D. It's a state-of-the-art camera. It can do effects which are quite dramatic. For example, I'll show you a photo here. Note the blue bottle. As you can see, the blue bottle is blue, everything else is black and white. That's in-house to the camera, so we don't have to be editing quite so much, and it'll take pressure off the editing process, which is always going to be a boon for me and whoever else is going to be editing at that time. So also with that particular camera, it's HD, full HD at 60 frames per second. Cinema typically likes 25 frames per second. Going at 60 frames per second, we have the potential to do slow motion beautifully, and slow motion is one of the best ways to emphasize a point in a film. So that from there, that takes us to 7 expendables such as we're going to be going on to tape, markers, lights, torches, etc. These are bits and pieces that will be helping the camera crew out in a way. I tend to incorporate that into the camera in the first place, so I'll be examining that. Now sound, we have a microphone input on the D5500. We also have professional sound recording facilities here and Samsung microphones. So with the sound, we're already there at broadcast quality already. I may be putting in an onboard Nikon D5500 shotgun mic. It may cost me a little bit of money, but this is what would cost. Now, light stroke grips. As you can see, I'm wearing a green shirt and a white vest. So let me just change into a red vest. Now that's me in a red vest. As you can tell the difference, it's a lot more brighter and a lot more aggressive, and it looks appalling. Basically, you can see here we've got brown over here, we've got brown over there, we have white here, we have black, etc. Black here, black here. Now what's happening, it's merging with the brown and it's just giving it an overwhelming sense. Colour can have a very, very strong psychological effect on people. I'm going to now change back into the green and the white. Now as you can see, the green and the white is complementing the black and the brown and the white. It's much easier on the eye to watch this. The reason for that is the colour reel, which we'll have a look at. Now the colour reel, as you can see by the brown and the green, it complements each other. The black and the white, it all complements each other, and so it's much easier for the viewer to view this and see this as much more pleasing to the eye. If you don't know these tricks in filming, you endanger yourself by having the colours bleeding, causing poor psychological effects to occur. Your script can be one thing, your lights can be another, but if your colour's no good, then it starts to jeopardise the whole thing. And if you're not aware of that, the chances are of producing a pleasing to the eye, really congruent, psychologically pleasing film, it starts to diminish. So I'm putting a lot of emphasis into the lights. Taking us to 10 for Dolly, that's really camera related. Director of photography, for this moment it'll be me. Production manager and assistant director. I could get an assistant director in. If anyone's interested, I would be interested. Production designer, well, that's really more related to location more than anything. And we'll go on to crew. Crew, basically a one-man band can do a lot if they're organised. There's teams on a professional movie shoot. You can expect a crew, just for crew, to be 25 plus. Now versus that with a professional photographer who can get an incredible picture on his own. If you're a good photographer, you should be a good cinematographer, and you should be able to use natural lighting skills that have been gained to good effect. So in other words, we're in safer hands with professional photographers and people who are very good with lights than anyone. So we'll try and minimise the crew. Taking us to 15 here, art and props. This will be minimal, but we'll have a look at it. And taking us to 16. Now 16 is wardrobe. As you've just seen, it's important that we have a look at the location that we're coming up to, and match that with the location so we get a pleasing psychological effect rather than an effect which is throwing people. Taking us to 17, permits and insurance. Basically, excuse me, are you making a film? I hope you've got your licence for that because it's illegal. I'm going to call the police, going to call the police, going to call the police, going to call the police. Basically, if we get the permits and insurance done, we have got legitimate rights to be there, and no one can say we're not. I'm going to have to take out a public liability insurance policy for the safety of the actors and anyone else who is on set. It's relatively cheap. We're not going to be doing any parachuting stunts or anything like that. Going to 19, special effects stunts. We're not doing any special effects or stunts or anything like that. What we are going to be doing is a bit of editing. We can do a lot with editing, and also Nikon on board. We can do some wonderful special effects with that, which we'll get to. I will do you a demonstration reel of this Nikon 5500D. It's what people have been waiting for. Now, taking us to 20, location. Location is one of the most important things. If we don't have effective locations that we have the space in, doesn't have too much glass in, doesn't have too much white space in, which is very reflective of light, then we're going to start running into problems here. So what I'm now looking at a series of locations around Nottingham that is A, easy to get to, B, cheap. I don't really like guerrilla filming. I think it's very unprofessional, and I think it leaves a very bad taste in people's mouths. I think it's very rude and cheeky. At the same time, if they're being absolutely awful, one shot in guerrilla filming, I will hazard that. I don't like filmmakers or actors being taken advantage of here. Going on to 21, office and paperwork. That's really running the show, getting the call scripts right, getting the necessary paperwork in order to make the process run smoothly. That's down to me. Publicity here. We'll have a specialist in for that. There are ways we can do that on social media to gain interest. And finally, 23, food. If you don't have good food on set, you are going to have real problems. Come the third day, people are going to be at your throat. Incidentally, for this shoot, I'm looking for 1 day. 8 to 10 minutes, 1 day shooting. Ooh, not too sure about that. I'll be going up to that location and be doing a good couple of cut to shots first. So it takes pressure off people, and it also gives me a wide array of options in editing to get that done. But back to food. It'll be KFC, import pizza, or some healthy options. I prefer the healthy options. So also back on location. Now, location is my background is corporate filming, so I would request that number one, there's no foul language on a film set, please. 2, no blasphemy. 3, no smoking in front of clients. It's very bad for the image. Those of you who've worked with me before, I've got professional film crew logos on. I'm very much the method individual. I like to be seen and do a very, very good job and be very kind, very decent with the person who's allowing us to use their location. And that is the least you should be offering as a filmmaker or anyone on set. Taking us to 24, the edits. I will be doing the edit. The FX, I will be doing that. Sound edit, I can do that. 27, that is automatic dialect reambiguation. Basically, if we have a scene go wrong where we are out of alignment, voice can be put back on by the actor in a professional studio. We're not going to do that because we're going to get right on the first place. Foley, stroke, sound effects. We can add sound effects. There used to be Foley artists. Nowadays, a lot of stuff is canned. We can use that. This is low budget. Alternatively, if we absolutely need to, or we can get a very good result with minimum of fuss, that's what we'll do it. 29. That takes us to music. We can get some canned music. David Beard is a superb composer, and he's quite generous to filmmakers, but nonetheless he will be receiving good payments for his services should we have enough in the budget to go down that line. 8 to 10 minutes of music. I'm really looking for 2 to 3. Going on to then finally titles. I will do the titles at the front, at the back. Title at the front, very important. Titles at the back, not so important. So that takes us to the genre. The genre is mystery. It's mystery with a little bit of Hitchcock horror in, with no gore, no violence, no swearing. Truth is, you don't need it. Silence of the Lambs, the meeting of that awful, silly cannibal man. Lecter, that was it. Yes. No violence or gore was used, and it was one of the most terrifying moments. Same with The Woman in Black. Very little violence, very little gore, but my God, that was a seriously scary psychological movie. You don't need gore, you don't need blood. Also, special effects like that is incredibly expensive. So, directorial style. We're going to look at Russia's Tarkovsky, who is basically one of the best surreal directors. Looking at influences from Kubrick, going on to Ares, who is Chanel's director of photography, with Karl Lagerfeld director. The emotional aspect of Spielberg, and Hitchcock's suspense and mystery. Basically, this is a positive mystery. It's not a scary story. There will be elements of scare and fear to put you in, to keep people watching. So this takes us down to this interesting chart. Before we do that, we need to just add on. I'm going to add on 0 and 8 minutes. Put that too. And the first 2 minutes, you can see this line coming up. Our skill as filmmakers, as actors, as cinematographers, lighting, makeup, dialogue, all of the elements of filmmaking have got to be hitting the audience pretty damn fast. If not, they're going to turn off. You can see the orange here, which is basically the risk of turning off. So basically, you see between 2 and 8 minutes, we need to be at some skill level down here to skill level right up here, and we need to be getting in there fast, getting the viewer's attention, and what is more, sustaining that, making everyone on that set look amazing. That's what we are able to do, that's what we're going to do. And the intensity from that is down here. Now this is intensity over time. We have start, middle and ending. Start of the film, it's like, oh, this is the start of the film, what's happening? Oh my word, something's happening. Oh my God, that's really bad. That's, we've got to sort that out. And oh, we go, oh my word, that's really, really fantastic. And damn, oh no, how are they going to cope? And then bang, oh, they coped, it's fantastic, it's fantastic. The world is a better place because they were in real danger, but they sorted it out, and then down again. So really, that's the intensity scale. That's how we write a script. That's the Hollywood formula. People say there is no such thing as a Hollywood formula. That is the Hollywood formula. And you're about to see that in a short film that we're about to see. It's an insurance film. I don't know who the director is, but this film has been doing the rounds. And again, have a look at the intensity. In the film that you're about to see, it will be start, and oh my word, oh no, oh yes, oh no, oh my word. But in that film, the finale of it, they have sustained it right up here. They've really sustained it. They did a fantastic job, and what's more, we can also do a fantastic job as well. So that's really the pre-production brief done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you want to contribute, you know where I am, and we will get this done. Shooting 2 to 3 actors. I'm thinking about New Year, and it's going to be a nice, very, very classy location. This film will ooze class and distinction right from the outset and at the ending. So that's where we are. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you soon. All the best. Bye.
ออกมานี่เลยนะไอ้ขี้ขโมยไหนดูสิเอาอะไรไปออกมานี่เอาไปทำอะไรเนี่ยฮะถามว่าเอาไปทำอะไรเอาไปให้แม่
เดี๋ยวเจ๊แป๊บนึงแม่ป่วยเหรอ
อย่าทำอย่างนี้อีกนะ
หมวยเกาเหลาจ๋อนั่งเลยครับนั่งเลย
ป๊า
จัดไปอ้าวสั่งมาเร็วต่ออะไร